Here's a brief description of what I need. Login. I need all of the members' phone numbers and email address and a password. On the first screen, you have a buy and a sell button. You can choose to buy or sell. If you choose buy, at the next screen you are asked to input your address or location. After you have done that, the buyer is required to input the quantity he requires and the vicinity, or how far he's willing to travel from his location for the item or items. Then he must input, the buyer has to input his ETA, his estimated time of arrival. And then he is displayed an output of the number of sellers in his selected vicinity and the quantity required by other buyers. All of this information is what other buyers have input in this field here. After that, he waits for the seller or a seller to accept. The seller must input his address or saved location or GPS location. Then he is to input his ETA. He should give a window, so a minimum and a maximum ETA would be required here. He is then given an output with the number of buyers. Well, just buyer 1, buyer 2, buyer 3, whatever. Accept buttons over here. These are touchable. If you touch one of these, you'll get a little window that says, do you wish to accept buyer whatever? And you click yes or no. Okay? This is scrollable so that all the buyers are visible to all the sellers as far as relevancy and quantity and vicinity are concerned. Once the seller accepts one of the buyers, the buyer is given the location of the seller and is then given the option to accept the seller's acceptance. If both buyer and seller accept, the buyer is navigated to the seller's location, the seller's text number is sent to the buyer, and vice versa. At the end, seller and buyer are asked if the transaction is successful, yes or no, and the buyer's last GPS location is saved in case he now becomes the seller and needs this right here. The amount of successful transactions is recorded, and this field here, successful transactions for each buyer, is displayed to the sellers. And when the seller's information, when the seller accepts, the seller's location and rating are sent to the buyer. And just to go over it one more time, here's what it looks like. This is the quantity field right here that the seller sees. And this is this field right here that the buyer inputs. All sellers see all buyers. The buyers don't need to necessarily see the sellers until an agreement is made. Also, it'd be nice to have a list of how many buyers are available somewhere on this output display here. Alright, that's pretty much it. It's very simple, not very complicated. This is what I need. See you later.